Hello everybody, Void here coming back at you all with another video. This time I want to talk about the value here from Commander Legends, and this might be just the most bizarre set I've ever witnessed. You know, just going through spoiler season, it just seems like there were more and more days, more and more cards that we were getting. I know this is supposed to be a draft set for Commander, so I expected it to be bigger. I didn't know it was going to be this big. I didn't know we were going to be getting these many Legends, and we got some really good Legends. In addition to that, we also expected reprints coming out of this set, since it's going to be for Eternal formats. Why not reprint something like Mana Drain? Why not reprint something like Vampiric Tutor? Down the list here, you're also going to see reprints like Scroll Rack. You're going to see reprints like Staff of Domination. This set has the reprints. It also has a lot of those partner commander options from 2016, in addition to some all-around pretty good commander reprints over the years. Now, scrolling down here, you can already see most of these are just cards that are reprinted from either Commander products or just really popular commanders like Muldrotha the Gravetide. We have Karametra, God of Harvests. We have Brago, King Eternal, and Azur the Enchanter here. But you get some of the most popular commander options since 2011, it seems. We even have Maelstrom Wanderer, so you get a wide variety of good cards that definitely needed reprints, in addition to new, even more powerful commanders. And we start to see that here at the bottom. You see Jared Carthalion, Zebel Borka, Quain, Lethiel, Nevin Roll, this guy's sweet, Hans Eriksson, Obeka Brute Carnologist, Nostro, Gan Arcanum Weaver, Archelos, Lagoon Mystic, really sweet Turtle Stacks commander option, Kulfanor the Last U, Belb, Corrupted Observer, Amareth, Zara, Yurlok, Gore Muldrak, Averna, new Cascade commander option, Blim Comedic Genius, Lysa Shroud of Dusk, which I already made a commander deck for, Nimrus Una's Trickster, you get Captain Vargas Ira, you get Hamza, Kanji, Rayav, Abraumi, Abomination Alanawar, Jury Master of the Review, Emoti, Felice, Reverent Medium, and Tuya Bearclaw. And yeah, of course, we get some pretty sweet artifacts in addition to those reprints I was talking about, Staff of Domination, Scroll Rack, Rings of Brighthearth. We get a Ramos Dragon Engine reprint. You just see the staples. If it's a staple in Commander, chances are it's in the set. And they really outdid themselves this time around. I don't think we've ever had a set where you just get this much value, this much variety. Oh, and by the way, the lands aren't half bad either. So you pretty much complete the cycle from Battle Bond, where they enter the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Good land reprints like Command Beacon and Mana Confluence. This set, all around, I think this set, if you're a big-time Commander player, there's no reason why you wouldn't want this. I will be, of course, making my own top 10 list for this set. I might even push it to top 20, just because I think that's how many cards we have here. But it just seems like you took what would normally be like 5 commander decks and you squished them together and you made one massive commander draft product. That's what this feels like. It feels like there's a ton in here. Like this was 5 commander decks that they just decided, nope, we're going to make this a draft set. Which I'm not really disappointed. I think these are really sweet commanders. Now, of course, we have monocolored commander options too. Don't forget about those. You get a lot of legends there. And all around, I think you just get even more power that's not even multicolored. So what I just showed you there primarily was multicolored. We get some brand new power here in a card like Hull Breacher. Think about how powerful Smothering Tithe is. Now combine that with Narset Parter of Veils, and you pretty much get Hull Breacher, which is absolutely insane. You not only stop their card draw, so if you windfall, they're pretty much left with 1 card in their hand, but like Smothering Tithe, you get a treasure. They can't even pay mana, you just get the treasure. So that's freaking sweet. And there are a few things that they were bringing back in this set too. The Monarch is one of them, and Cascade is the other. There are also some Pirate synergies, Black-Green Elf synergies. But what I really like are the court cards. I think the Monarch is already an incredibly underrated thing to have in a game, but giving you extra value for the Monarch, that was definitely going to put this set over the top. And having the different enchantments that give you that extra value, like Court of Ire here, you deal 7 damage at the beginning of your upkeep to like any target if you're the Monarch. Oh, and if you're not, it's only 2 damage, which is still pretty good. And as I just mentioned, Cascade is also going to be a pretty big deal. We saw the Cascade Commander option that deals with lands too, but Apex Devastator's looking to be a pretty nasty card. 4 instances of Cascade and a 10 converted mana cost card, so you can pretty much just cheat into play 4 things from your deck. So that's pretty ridiculous. And there's also the addition of these 9 mana sorcery sorceries for each color. So we have Reshape the Earth here is the land one, Profane Transfusion, deals with life gain and life loss, and you get a horror token. We have Soulfire Eruption, which is just burn, and Mnemonic Deluge, and Triumphant Reckoning, which is pretty much just a one-sided return everything from your graveyard to the battlefield. As to be expected for this set, there are a ton of mythics, so I don't know exactly how often you're going to get a mythic in one of these boxes, but chances are it's probably going to be double what it would normally be. So instead of 4 or 5 mythics a box, you'll probably expect at least 8 a box. That's pretty sweet to me. And I'm not really basing that off of anything, guys. I'm just saying that's likely to be the case. If you have a set with a ton of mythics, chances are the rate of getting a mythic is going to go up. And we get some really cool pirate synergies with this card, Coercive Recruiter. Anytime you have a pirate enter the battlefield, you pretty much have an act of treason that turns that creature into a pirate until end of turn. That is also really good. Unfortunately, I don't know if pirates are going to be that much better. You definitely have more cards to play with this time around with pirates. You know, you're not just using bulk commons. You actually have some muscle this time around, so that's pretty nice. And the unique ability for the set is Encore. I mean, we talked about Cascade returning, we talked about Monarch returning, but as you can see here, Rakshasa Debaser. This is a really cool thing. It's kind of like Myriad, going back to Commander 2015. You exile the card from your graveyard in addition to paying that 8 mana. For each opponent, create a token that's a copy of this creature that's attacking those opponents this turn. And then you sack them at the beginning of the next end step, so it is very much like a one-time Myriad, which isn't even so much going to be as useful for combat as it is for just getting these awesome abilities. And we get these will cards. It's another theme. You're going to see a lot of commander-specific support here, and the will cards, I think, are probably going to be some of the best long-term. If you control a commander, you get to choose both of the modes. I just love cards with different modes, so Akroma's Will here is creatures you control gain flying, vigilance, and double strike until end of turn. That's the first mode, which could win you the game. Second mode is creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors until end of turn. I think if you have that kind of flexibility, especially in white, you can win many games. And what is probably my pick for favorite card of the set is Sakashima of 1,000 Faces. I love cards that can fundamentally change the game, kind of like how I love Helm of the Host. I really love Sakashima here, because the legend rule doesn't apply. So it's pretty much mirror gallery on a creature on a commander option, which makes it 1,000 times better. So you can copy other legendary creatures, the legend rule doesn't apply. Before, with the previous Sakashima, was that Sakashima's name was still Sakashima, which is why the legend rule didn't apply that time. Flat out just making it not apply at all, the legend rule, means that you can copy pretty much any kind of legendary permanent. I mean, we're talking planeswalkers, we're talking just insane interactions, and expect to have the same kind of fun you would with cards like Rite of Replication, where you can get several copies of the same legendary creature. And I mentioned before, things like Vela the Nightclad in blue, very good to get multiple triggers. And I think you just see, again, more commander-specific things here. Hellkite Courser, when it enters the battlefield, you get to cheat into play your commander, and you put it onto the battlefield against haste. So if you have a heavy commander damage strategy, but you don't want to have to pay for your commander tax too often, Hellkite Courser can cheat it into play. If it's a dragon commander like the Dragon, I think that's going to be insanely powerful. Just making it so you get a use out of your commander without actually having to pay its cost, not really be punished by the tax whatsoever, I think is more than decent in red. Oh, and I didn't even mention the two planeswalkers of the set. We have Tevesh Sat and Jessica. These are also partner commanders, so you could partner them up with one of the other partners, which I think is pretty unique, and this is the first time I think we can do that. Or you can take any one of those from 2016 and partner them up with Jessica or Tevesh, and just make a very interesting deck where you can have a planeswalker and a creature as your commander. But other than that, what we have here are just more commander-specific planeswalkers. So overall, the set looks to be very mythic heavy. It looks to be very heavy in just commander support in general, which, surprise, surprise, we anticipated that. But I see a lot of good cards here. I see overwhelmingly powerful stuff. Like even the cards that would be considered bulk rares, I still think have a lot of value in commander. And I look at more of these and I don't really think there's anything that I would be disappointed in getting. And that's the sign of a good set. Now, if you haven't had time to pre-order, you probably shouldn't waste any time because I think these are only going to get more and more expensive. Oh, we get a Wheel of Misfortune, by the way. We get Opposition Agent, which is also pretty insane. Commander-specific removal cards, more of the court cards. And I'm looking at Immaculate Magistrate, and that's just about the only bulk rare that I've seen so far that I would be disappointed in getting. It just goes to show how good this set is, how good this set is going to be. We get Swords to Plowshares at uncommon, Krark the Thumbless, another unique card, fooling around with something we already knew, Krark's Thumb. I pre-ordered a couple boxes for around 120, which I thought was a good deal because, again, this is going to be a pretty stacked set. I find it hard to believe that you wouldn't make your money back pretty easily. I mean, even a lot of these uncommon legendary creatures, there's a lot of playability here. I don't think you're going to be screwed if you don't get the best box, which is usually the sign of a good set. Again, a lot of positives about this. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about Commander Legends. Void here signing off. See you all next time.